Saurian tier list. Should I? I'll do it. Genshin Saurian tier maker. I'll do it. Okay, so they don't have they have all the Saurians, not just the ones you can indwell. So let's just like take the ones you can indwell. So you've got the Ectomosaur, we've got the Koholosaur, we've got the Cucosaur, the Tatonkasaur, the Tapetlosaur, and the Yumkasaur. Okay, so best Saurian. I think the best Saurian is the Yumkasaur. It's kind of goated. The biggest problem with the Cucosaur is pretty good, but the biggest problem with the Cucosaur is that aerial exploration feels so much better with Chaska than with a bird. But like, if you don't have Chaska, the bird feels great, but once you try Chaska, you can't go back, you know? It tires up really quickly. It doesn't matter because there's things that refill your Phlogiston everywhere in the Flower Feather Clan and in Ochkanatlan. I can't go back to Yumkasaur after I use Kanich. I can't go back to Kanich after I use the Yumkasaur. Personally. Anyways. Then I'd say that it's probably the Tapetlosaur. Right? The controls don't feel bad, but it just doesn't feel like it's doing anything unless you need to climb. And usually when you need to climb, there's no, like, Tapetlosaur right next to you. So you have to, like, figure out ahead of time that you're gonna need it. And, like, at that point, just fucking press L and swap to Shilonen, you know? Then there's, the Koholosaur. The Koholosaur is, like, it's okay. It feels awful for anything other than just traversing a large body of water. But for that specific purpose, it feels great. Then it's the Ectomosaur. It doesn't really feel good, but you only really indwell it for exploration, so it's fine. And finally, there's the Tatonkasaur, where even when you indwell it for its intended purposes, it just feels like shit. It is by far the worst Saurian. It is awful. Complete dog shit. Yeah, like, it feels worse than using Eonson for those puzzles. And that's saying something, because Eonson feels like shit for those puzzles. Rank the babies for cuteness. Okay. Cucosaur baby is kind of ugly.
Strength is one of those things where you gotta use
Tapetlosaur baby is the best. I like the Tatonkasaur babies as well. They're pretty cute. And the Yumkasaur babies are okay. The Ectomosaur babies are fine. And the Koholosaur babies, it's like, I feel like I only ever see them when I have to murder them in Abyss 11. Is it just me? Like, I feel like I haven't seen one of these in Overworld ever. Now taste test. Like which one I think would taste the best? These are like sentient beings, but like these Saurians have self-awareness and can communicate, by the way. So like, that's kind of like ranking characters based on how you'd expect them to taste. Although, I feel like if you were ranking characters based on how you expect them to taste, you're kind of implying something else. So maybe not. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's different. God, shut the fuck up, Versa. I don't care about what your parents always say. Dude, honestly, if Versa just learned to shut the fuck up sometimes, she'd be such a better character. Like, it's actually my only gripe with Versa gameplay, is alt-tabbing on her feels awful. You have to pause your game somehow. Isn't that everyone? No. Trust me, if you haven't played Versa, you don't know what it's like. It is so much worse than, like, Neviled or Zhongli. She just yaps. Her idle voice lines are so fucking long and loud. Even her idle animation that doesn't, like, have a voice line has a fucking... has a clap or some shit, man. Like, she just fucking... Anyways. Actually, maybe Navia's worse. But, like, the thing with Navia is it's not the voice lines that are annoying, it's just the idle animation sound effect. But I don't have Navia, so I don't have to experience that. Hates women talking. But like I said, with Navia, it's not about her talking. It's about her moaning. Two women noticing. Listen, okay? It's not like I could know. It's not like I could be bothered by the idle voice lines of male characters when they're never on my fucking teams, okay? The only one that's on my team is Bennett, and Bennett's animations is just like him getting fucking yeeted in the head with a rock. And I did mention Neville, you know? But like look at the characters I use, right? No men. One man. One goat. I could never say something negative about Singso, so he doesn't really count here for the sake of this discussion, right? On like whether I manifest sexism in the way that I perceive annoyance off of character idle voice lines, right? It is physically impossible for me to be annoyed by Singso. So like, I don't think he really counts. All right. The same one man. Oh, second man. You know, dude, I really don't play a lot of men. You know, I never actually like fully realized that. It is actually kind of crazy that pretty much all the characters I play are women. I guess it's just the fucking meta, man. The waifu incel Twitter guy was right. So true! You have to tally it again, against how many men and women are in the game total. I don't think the distribution is that skewed, is it? I think it's like 60-40 or some shit, is it not? I think it's 65-35. Yeah, I guess Natlan kind of just didn't release any men, huh? Like, three men. 4 if you include the Mondstadt character that was released in the 5.x cycle.
Huh?
And 3 of them are 4 stars. Only 1 5-star. That's kind of wild, actually, yeah. Yeah, it feels like the 4 stars are 50-50, but the 5 stars are like 90-10. All of them are twinks, too? Aoife doesn't count as a twink. Kenichi Hao is 2 males. Is a Hao male? Does a Hao have a gender? Yes. VA is a woman? That doesn't mean anything. Xiao's VA is a woman. Well, actually, maybe it does mean something. Actually, maybe. If Inefa is female, then a Hao should have a gender. I mean, maybe we shouldn't say that Inefa is female. Like, is she really? Is there anything in the lore that, like, actually addresses the gender identity of artificial intelligence in Genshin? I don't think so, right? Maybe there is, though. It's not like I'm a lore knower. Inefa has female model, a Hao has goblin model. Oh yes, the 3 genders. Male, female, and goblin. Goblin these nuts! Ah! A Hao is the same as Inefa, they only present a gender, but they don't have a sex like humans. But is it actually, like, gender presentation? Or is it just external perception of gender that's projected onto them, and they just go along with it because they don't care? Like, is that a topic that's ever actually addressed? I don't think so. Dragon lords are gendered? Yeah, but How isn't, like, a normal dragon lord? Like, Inefa has boobs? Listen, buddy, this isn't the 1500s anymore, okay? Anyone can have boobs if they want them. Someone will write a gender studies essay on Inefa's gender with my tax dollars. I mean, I personally think that's a good use of tax dollars, okay? Like, I'm never gonna read an essay on Shakespeare, but an essay on Inefa gender, maybe. Like, I could read that, perhaps. Like, I think that's a better use of my tax dollars, personally. I think so. Which male characters do y'all think has the biggest man boobs? What are we saying with man boobs here? Are we talking about, like, just the size of the pecs? Or are we talking about, like, a certain, like, unspecified like the like boob aura. Like like what Llama has? Well, Llama just I don't know. I guess like Llama has big boobs, but she also does have big boob energy, you know? Llama's melons are the size of her heads. I mean, yeah. She sounds like an activist, and activists don't have boobs. I didn't expect Zajef stream to have Gooner talk. That's not Gooner talk, though. Like, just because something is boobs doesn't mean it's inherently sexualized. I'd say that the discussion we're having right now is pretty far removed from Gooner. Like, yeah, if anything, it's closer to anatomy discussions. Is that how you say that word? I don't know. I was looking for like new things to read, and sometimes I do that on YouTube because like those fucking like stupid dog shit channels that like post recaps of things. Sometimes like they post recap of good things, so I just like have them in my recommended as a way to figure out like the next thing that I want to read. Anyways, and I clicked on a video and it was like an AI voice, and they pronounced protagonist as protagonist. And I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? I don't like that. Wait, so now I'm self-conscious. A little. Thinking boobs are always inherently sexual is ironically a Gooner mindset. Yeah, but also no. Like, I feel like Gooner has a certain implication of like vibe. And I think that it's very possible for someone to think that boobs are sexual just because they don't usually they're not exposed to conversation that isn't really sexual about boobs. You know? It's not just Gooners, basically. It's also gonna be like your friend Jacob from high school, you know? Like, they're not terminally online. They don't, you know. We still don't know the answer to the male boob question. That's true. I don't know. Kaveh has big boob aura. I can see it, yeah. But not really. I feel like Kaveh has the aura of, like, small boobs, but, like, self-acceptance of that. You know? Like Kaveh would wear a shirt that says, I don't know, what's the, is there like flat is justice or whatever? Like, Kaveh would have one of those shirts. You know? That's the aura he's projecting, in my opinion. I see your vision, goat. Yeah, bet. Al-Haytham has giant boob aura. You know what? I can see that. I can get behind that one a lot more than Kaveh. I feel like there's a certain nonchalance that's required for big boob aura, you know? And Al-Haytham has that, and Kaveh doesn't. You know? God, please don't say legs when Al-Haytham is on stream. I don't want to be reminded of how his legs look, okay? Shut up. Stop. Stop it.